Here you go with that. Bit by something. At night. I don't ever see any fleas or nothing on the dogs, but I'm getting bit by stuff. Like it?
Yeah, it's freaking loud.
Might use a couple bites of that. Well, I don't need some by that. I'm glad you like it. Who's that? Is that Benny? Hi, Benno. Check it out, Benno. It's a Margie Benno. It was a relaxing Margie. Getting full?
Yeah, it's nice.
Go ahead, keep eating.
It's really light.
Go ahead and keep eating.
Oh, look at the green and the red. Oh, there's a red.
You want a drink?
Yeah, please.
What's the matter? You're gonna sneeze?
No,
You bite your lip?
bit my
Your tongue? Oh no!
It's not bleeding or anything, but it just.
Yeah, I know that sensation. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Want some more?
Oh, that's good.
Want that?
Yeah. This is nice and light too.
Let me know when you're done. I'll put it up on the counter
Okay.
and start at top. You done?
Yeah. Light, it's really light.
Alrighty. Put this away for you. There you go. Alright, ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Happy Friday, Disambiguation 4. Tomorrow. You've been down and out for about a week. Aw, I'm glad you're back, man. Aloha, Mod. Glad you guys are stopped by to my tiny little tube. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoke empath. I just like having talks on the way I feel about things. I think it's important that people learn how to communicate how they feel in this day and age. You know, it's a lot easier to express yourself with words than it is to go to blows, and we're seeing a lot of that in the world today. A lot of people are losing their emotional control, losing their tempers, losing their minds. So I call this talk today Helicopter Daughter. That's me. I'm my mom's. I take care of my mom, and And they call them helicopter parents. Parents that look over their kids and don't let them do this and do that because they're afraid they're going to get hurt or sick or, yeah, that just like hover, you know. They call them helicopter parents. I was telling a lady today, I was talking to her, I said, yeah, I'm a helicopter daughter. I said, my mom hasn't had a cold in 15 years, long time, many years. Said, but she lives in a bubble. She don't go out much, right? She's healthy and she's happy. No, mom goes out. We go to the park and it's actually, I'm just like, you know, it's been real hard the last few years trying to keep our family together, and we've been on this journey of finding a forever home where we can just be, you know, where we don't have to move around and stuff. And I got a story for you today. So there's this woman that I've been talking to that she was going to potentially rent to us right over here. And she lives in another state. She lives up in Colorado and stuff. And she's kind of going back and forth if she should sell the place, if she should keep it. I straight up told her, I said, this place is gorgeous. You just need to keep it. I said, in the way the world's headed, you know, you're going to want a place to retreat from. And she said that she needs work done on it. And I said I'd help her. You know, I'd be glad to help her. Like put in a hot water heater and stuff like that. And, you know, and I know maintenance people, other maintenance people beside myself that we could refer to also, you know, more, all right. So, what happened today is I was going through, Artie, get out of there. Get out of there, you little turd. Come on, back it up. You're pretty white. That's pretty smart, though. You ought to. Come on, out. Come on. Good boy. The cats eat up there, and they drop food, so he goes back. He has to go back behind there and get it, whatever they drop. So, I was on the internet, and I was looking on. There's not a lot of places for resources, you know. This place is a kind of place that you got to have word of mouth kind of thing, type deal. And I went out this morning, went and picked up my buddy Augustine, and he said we should go out and talk to this guy that I know and ask him if he knows of places. And these are what I call foot prayers. These are what I call when I feel powerless. I got to I got to stay in the solution. I can't, because I can be overwhelmed by fear real easy and freaking just like want to hide out and do nothing, right? So I push through that fear. Come on, Tuck. Good boy. And I take my foot prayers. Come on, Tuck. No, we're not going out yet. We'll go out in a minute. And so he took me over to this guy's house and introduced him. And I introduced him to myself to him. I said, you know, and I'm a really hard worker. And he's like, oh, yeah, let me feel your muscle. So I let him feel my muscle, and his eyes bulge out of his head. He was like, wow, you're strong. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. and so, you know, because that, you know, the older generation, that matters. When you take care of yourself and you work hard, it matters to them. They might have let themselves go a little bit, but it still means something to people when you take care of yourself. Benny just went in the bathroom. He just locked himself in the bathroom. Could you let him out, please? He's in there. So, went and did that, and then I dropped Augustine off, and I came home, and I talked to my Earth Angel today. Hi, Earth Angel, if you're listening. No, Benny. Let me finish my damn story, ass. Get up. Go, Luna, what do you got?
Nothing. This is I'm the pretty lady. Don't you bother me.
Excuse me, Luna. I will not bother you. I'm apologetic. So, I came home, meditated, or before I lied down, I found an ad that I saw a couple days ago, but when I went to click on it, the page refreshed, something happened. I wasn't able, something happened and I lost it. And I was like, man, I hope I see that again. Well, today I saw it again. And I sent a woman a message on Facebook Marketplace. as soon as I saw it, and I asked if I could go take a look at it, and then this was at 1:45 this afternoon, and then I said I am very interested. Oh, I guess I wrote interested with an I-M. I spelt it wrong. Anyway, so that's why I like calling people, because I hate typing on these things. So I laid down to do a meditate state, and I can't, and I was having a hard time settling down and stuff and getting to that place, right? Getting to the sweet spot in meditation. And so I came back out of it. I said, you know what? I'm just going to drive out there. It was about 2:00 this afternoon. I said, I'm just going to drive out there and see about this place. And so I sit at 2:10. I sent this message to my earth angel. I said, going for this. It's around the corner from the one I looked at. Up north, up by the John Dunn Bridge in El Prado. It's like right around the corner from it, right? So I drive up there, and I find it. I park in front, and there's this car kind of like in front of it, and there was a gas can there. And I got out, and I was like, "Are you all right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like, what? And I was like, "I just saw the gas can. I thought you were broken down or something." And she's like, "No, I'm okay. I'm over here." And she was like, with the house, you know. And then a young man came out, and I said, "Do you know who owns this trailer here?" And Stanley's playing with the water bowl right now. That's what that note. He likes to push it around. And she said, he said, "My mom does." And he's like, "But it's rented. It got rented like 6 months ago." I said, "Well, I just saw an ad for it that came up like 3 days ago." And so he's like, "I can give you her number." I asked, I said, "Well, can I give you my business card, or you can?" And he's like, "I'll give you her number right now." And so, but I didn't have phone service out there. So I started dialing, right? And thank God I took a screenshot of the phone number that I dialed, because when I drove back to town and I looked in my call history, it didn't show up. No, because I took it's just, technology's weird, man. It's just weird, because I don't have service out there, so it didn't recognize that I called the number. Okay? So as soon as I come up the hill out of El Prado, folks, look up John Dunn Bridge. I want to have people start coming out, visit me. Now we got a place where we can put people up, right? They can come visit, and we can take them to these places. It's a beautiful, beautiful place where we live, Ma. And so I would come up over the hill, and I call the woman. I said, "My name is Margie. I'm interested in the trailer." You know, and she's like, "Yeah, well, I have a lot of interest in it." I said, "It's just me and my 71-year-old mom. She'll be 72. I just take care of her. I take care of her, the dogs. That's what I live for, you know." And she's like, "Oh, well, that sounds perfect. You don't have a party or anything, you know?" I said, "I have these dogs. I have a cat. Yeah, I have a cat, you know, and you know, I'm willing to pay for a deposit and stuff like that, because I want you to be as comfortable. If you know, I want to work out for both of us, that kind of thing." I say, "If you want, I can give you my landlord's number. She'll be glad to give you a reference." She says I could use her for a reference, you know. And she's like, "Well, with all those animals, I'd like to do walkthroughs from time to time." I said, "That's fine. My landlord does that now." And she said, "What's her name?" And I told her. She's like, "I know her."
What's her name?
I don't want to say it on this live right now, in case she doesn't want. So I'm not going to say it. But I said her name. I told her name, and she's like, "I know her. And so that other woman that was going to potentially put us up in her place over here, she messaged me to come look at the place, right? But I was like, "Oh my God, it sounds like it's going to work out with this woman." Up at this trailer, and it's right across from a stream. There's trees around. It's right down the street from the on 522, I think, is the highway up to Colorado. Is it 522? North. There's like a convenience store, and they have like really good coffee there, and and they have like, you know, good local food, and like they make really good breakfast burritos and stuff like that too, you know. And the rent includes water, gas, and internet. Yeah, and internet too. So anyway, so by the time I called my landlord right before I got to this woman's house, and she said, I just got off the phone, and she said I gave her a wonderful recommendation, and you know, and it looks like it's a go. And so we could, if the guy that lives there now, he's supposed to be moving out like this week or next week kind of thing. And I told the woman, I said if you want, I'd be glad to help you clean the place, you know, and stuff. And so she's gonna give me a call after, when the gentleman who's living there moves out, and she takes care of her mom too. So when I told her I took care of mom, she like, I could hear it in her voice. She broke down. She's like, I'm taking care of my mom too. So it's our, I guess it's our love for our mothers is our common denominator, you know. So so I'm just like, you know, I mean, I've been looking for and I told her, she's like, well, would you stay 6 months or a year? I said, ma'am, if you let us, we'll never move. You know, we just want to be there and just, you know, be at peace, you know, because I mean the rents, it's higher than what we pay now, but with the compensation of I mean, it's all gonna it don't matter. I don't leave the house much, you know. I don't leave the house much, and now we don't even gotta go to the park, man, because we live like 2.5 miles from the John Dunn Bridge. You know it? And it's a beautiful place. I was driving out there. I said, I was bargaining with God. I was making bargains with Creator. I'm like, I won't be mean anymore. I won't yell at people in traffic no more. I will do all that I can to mind and now I got it. Now I got to do it. See, because the gift was granted. When I woke up this morning, I kind of thought, I mean, regardless of what happened, it had to have been better than yesterday. Yesterday was just such an awful day. But I had found this saying that I had, when I got my first year my first year sobriety chip back in 2003, I found this and I read it, and then later I saw the silliness of it. But this is like this is my favorite Ralph Waldo Emerson poem, and I found it back then. And I had it on a little piece of newspaper, and then I lost it. And I didn't know what the poem's called, and still this doesn't even have a title on it. It just has a 55 below it. But it said, this is my favorite thing. This is how I aspire to live my life, contrary to the beliefs of others. But this is how I aspire. Okay. To laugh often and much. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. That is the definition of success is to me. So I don't know what all these other people are doing on the planet right now. They're chasing their tails, just going after weird stuff, you know. And everybody gets their chance. Everybody gets the chance to see what kind of priorities they want to set forth in life. So you know, because I live from my ego. I used to live for just me, you know, and it came to a point, Marge, you can continue to live just for you. Or you can find all the abundance and richness and beauty in all this stuff when you realize this life isn't just about you, you know. I've been trying to come less from a place of fear. I ain't 100%. Nope. You know, I mean, I got a message today from somebody, and I'm just like, all right, I'll address it. It's kind of late now. I'm getting kind of tired, so I'll address it tomorrow because I just don't. I do better in the mornings with stuff like that, you know. And I know people are gearing up for my sister's memorial day after tomorrow, and right now I'm at peace with that. Other people aren't at peace with me not going, but I'm at peace with it, and I have to. For too many years, I just wanted to be everything to everybody. I wanted to make everybody happy. So I would spread myself so thin, and then I would beat myself up because I couldn't be what they wanted me to be. Because I always disappointed people. Because that's how they looked at me, with just such disappointment and just like, you know. And so I tried real hard to be everything to everybody, and then when I grew up, I decided that, you know what? Where are these people's feet in my life? You know? Where are they at? How are they show up in my life? So I took the stress off me a little bit. It did. It's taken the stress off. I mean, still, like, you know, if I'm not careful, I can feel too much guilt, or if I'm not. It's everything's about balance, you know. And I do the best I can with what I have, and I just keep thinking that, I mean, this whole story, so it was like a matter, I mean, I drive out there at 2:15, and then by like 3:15, 3:30, the lady's like, yeah, I'll rent to you. So it's like, I mean, and that's why I try not to get so upset and so agitated and so stressed out, because I know that God is always taking care of us. Good orderly direction, you know? Because mostly I'm a pretty chill chick, you know? Mostly I'm pretty decent chick. But there's times that I get freaking just annoyed just by like another just person that doesn't think about other people. And it happened today at the water house when I went to go fill up the water jug. And a guy blocked me in. He parked right behind me. And he knew he blocked me in because he got out, and I was filling up my jug, and it was I got it to the top. So I filled it up, and I was walking to the van. He's like, "Do you want me to move?" And I said, "No." I said, "It's fine. I'm used to navigating around inept people." And then it's just how it is. Just like that's how I got good at doing so many things, because I gotta freaking navigate around the people that only think about themselves in life. And my buddy that was with the Augie, he was like, "You shouldn't say things like that to people." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, you're right. I shouldn't. You're absolutely right, and I'm gonna take that to heart, Augustine." He said, I see people do stuff like that. I said, "But it's my whole life, you know, and people have like pointed at me, and you're in the way, and you're retarded, and you're stupid, you know, and I've been always been the problem. So now I got to dial it back, and these are character defects I know about myself. I know this. This is what I'm trying to not do, you know, and so but now I'm on a little kind of pink cloud, so I can't even, now it's just like, oh, anybody can do whatever they want. I don't care. I don't have a worry now, you know? That's what stress is about. It's like that huge worry that I've had for 2 years has been lifted, and now we're okay for a little bit, you know, until life happens. And but life is a lot easier to happen when your family's safe and taken care of, and I understand a lot of people don't have to contend with that, you know. And then even the people in their families, it's not like, I mean, like even babies and kids, they grow up and do more stuff for themselves. You know, I leave mom for too long. She don't even think that she's hungry. She don't eat. She don't. That ain't fair to her. So, you know, when I was an airman, I was the best airman that I could be. When I was in the, you know, and when I can focus on just doing one thing, I'm really, really good at it. But it's doing this one thing and then having to contend with life during the midst of it. You know, usually other people have families to help out with, you know. They got families to help out. They got they got people that, in the support system to, to come in and step in and alleviate, take some of the edge off, take some of the stress off. But not everybody has those luxuries. All day I just have been praying, and just trying to keep the peace, because the energy, what is the moon in Gemini today or something like that? It's just, my mind and my thoughts have been squirrely all day. And then I hit then I said, Mom, I got to go lay down before I do my talk, because I was like disorientated. I was just like, it's a relief. It's a relief. So I got a buddy picking up boxes. I'll go pick up some boxes tomorrow. And, most of the stuff is back in that room packed. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom trailer with air conditioning. Ma? Has air conditioning and a washer and dryer. And it's right across the street from a creek. And it has trees. So, and a fenced yard for the dogs. So it's got all the stuff on our wish list. I didn't ask for a lot on the wish list, but it's got all of them. Yeah. So our family gets to stay together, and then there's like the neighbor I talked to. He's a good kid. He's the landlord's son, and then her daughter lives in like the house next door too. So it's like the son and his kids, and stuff. So it'll be like people around, And I showed her, I said, I said, check this out. I just got this. And a generator. I showed him my generator. I said, so, I like working with wood and stuff like that, And he was like, yeah, I like doing that stuff too. So maybe I'll even have a buddy to help make the dog beds and stuff. Wouldn't that be cool? And I guess there's a place in back for a garden and stuff like that too. So we'll see. I haven't been this excited in a long time, and it's bittersweet. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It is very bittersweet, because I've had a run of I don't know, hard stuff. A lot of people have. I was thinking about that today. All the people. When I went to this morning, when I picked up my buddy Augie. He works at the. Before we went and met his friend, we went back to where he works at the laundromat. I think it is so funny that I had one friend pretty much in Oregon when I lived in Oregon, Pam. She ran the laundromat. And that laundromat was nice. They got like swipe cards, she kept it clean. Yeah, it was nice, right? It was cool. A lot of people went there. She did wash and fold and stuff like that. And here there's 2 laundromats, and they're old, they're beat up. Like the one, there's like glass missing and a bunch of machines. It's just very primitive, right? Because I live in bizarro land. Taos, New Mexico is like living in the 90s. It's a trip. I tell my friends these stories, and I'm just like, you can't believe it. It's like living in the past. And sometimes people answer you, and sometimes it's so weird. Just like the lack of freaking accountability. It's just, everything is just definitely a place of divine timing. And now my train of thought, because I went off on that Taos tangent. What was I saying? Oh, so I went back to the laundromat because he had found a number of a place where they were renting, and I haven't been in there since I first moved to the New Mexico, because it was all the mask stuff, and they were like really Nazi about it, and like pull it up and all that stuff, and I was like, F it, and I got in Craigslist, and because I had a dryer here, so I just found a washer online and went and I said, I'm not doing this no more, F it. So all right. So I walked in after I picked him up, I walked back in the laundromat to get this number for this place, and this woman was in there, and she was like very emotional. She was very upset. She's just going through so much. She was just crying. She was doing a bunch of laundry. Like, she was moving because of the winter. And so people have a really hard time here in winter, I guess. It's like, She's like, yeah, and I didn't know. I was like, here's $20. Yeah, and she's like, oh, I don't need that. I said, it doesn't matter. I said, give it to somebody else who does, or just, buy some of your laundry detergent that you just used or something, do, do something to make yourself feel better. And then, people are going through it all over. And if people aren't going through it, I don't know, then I guess that frees you up to help all those people that are, huh? Right? Isn't that what's supposed to be happening? So, honestly, for the first time, I'm pretty excited about the future. And I just hope that this trajectory stays, right? We just stay in this trajectory. The worst part about it is I'm going to miss leaving all these cats. Oh my God, I got all these cats to leave. They're going to stay here, of course. And I told the landlord, because her son isn't moving back in here until like the middle of December. So that gives me time. I said, what I'd like to do is, because when she moved, when she had to pull all this garbage out that the last tenants left. And so it's all out here piled up. And I even told her, I said, give me some, I said, before he moves in, I said, I want to clean up the pile of the garbage. I'll take that to the dump. This stuff is going to the dump. This couch, this stuff is going to the dump. We're not taking this. It was here. We're not taking. I got the futon for you to sleep on while we're here, but I'm gonna buy us a new bed. So this is gonna go this stuff, and I want to even put a welcome home sign up for the kid when he comes home. So it works out. We got to stay here and keep the place for him while he's away, and then he's coming back and he can have his house back, because it was his dad's house, and while he was away, his dad died. So now he gets to, he has a place where he can be, and he has a daughter, and they can go on with their life. And I said, I'll drop bags of cat food off every now and again. I'm kind of sweet on these cats out here now, But Gray Kitty hasn't been home a couple days. This is officially the longest he's ever been away. So, it's what it is, It's. I just love things while I got them. I don't get to keep them, but I just keep thinking, man. When I go to heaven, we're on to my next. Regardless of what happens in the afterlife, one thing I am adamantly sure of is the Rainbow Bridge. That's where all of our loved critters are. Our loved ones are. Our critters that have passed. And it's going to be like I'm going to hear like the thunder coming up over the hill, and all these cats and dogs that I've loved in my life. Squirrels. Just all these animals that I just have cared about in some capacity or another are just going to come meet me. Yeah. So be a happy reunion. That's people. I don't know why people are so worried about dying, man. Dying is not the hard part. It's this earthly shit. It's the stuff that people do just because they can. That's the hard part, man. It's hard to watch. But anyway. I think I might actually get some sleep tonight. I've been waking up the last 3-4 nights at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and transmuting fear. Now for a night I won't have any fear to transmute. For that I'm grateful.